Hello, welcome to this podcast series where we will learn business concepts through stories. I'm your host, Dr. Shobha Rao. Well, without much ado, let's begin with episode 1. What actually makes something a business? And here we shall narrate to you the Netflix story. Take a second and look around you. What do you see? Your phone in your hand? The chair you're sitting on? The electricity that's letting you listen to this right now? Every single one of those things exists because somebody, some business decided it was worth making. So today I want to ask a simple question that turns out to have a pretty interesting answer. What actually makes something a business? Well, the textbook definition, it's simpler than it sounds. A business is an organization, okay, that uses resources to do what? To produce goods or services. Why? To satisfy a need. And in exchange, it gets something of value. Break that down into 3 moving parts. First, resources. That is money, people, materials, time. Second, the business transforms these resources. It actually does something with them. And third, value comes out. The business sells whatever it made to someone who needed it. So in simple words, it is resources in, transformation, value out. That is, my friend, the whole engine of a business. Now here's something worth pointing out. Not every organization is a business. A charity, a government department, they also take resources and organize them to meet a need. But a business is usually chasing profit alongside that. That is an important distinction between an organization, a charitable organization, and a business organization. Okay, let's make this real because definitions are boring until you see them in action. Let's talk about Netflix. Now, Netflix is a company which is streaming movies that you see now on your mobiles, computers, etc. But Netflix started out, you know how? By mailing DVDs to people's houses. That's it. You'd go on their website, pick a movie, and a little red envelope would show up in your mailbox a few days later. Resources in. So what were the resources that it needed? DVD stock, a website, a mailing operation, and the transformation was the mail order logistics. And what was the value out? People got movies without driving to a rental store. But here's what actually interesting. Netflix didn't just do that forever. At some point, they looked at where the internet was heading and completely rebuilt how they created value. They shut down the whole DVD by mail engine, well, mostly, and moved to streaming. Same company, completely different transformation process. Now, instead of physical discs and mail trucks, it's servers, bandwidths, and licensing deals. And they didn't just stop there. Eventually, they started producing their own shows entirely, becoming not just a distributor but a studio. So here's the thing I want you to sit with. The resources in, transformation, value out, framework didn't change. What changed again and again was how Netflix chose to do the transformation part. That's actually one of the most important ideas in business. A company isn't married to one way of creating value. The smart ones keep asking, is this still the best way to turn what we have into what people need? So, a quick recap. A business takes resources, transforms them somehow, and creates value for a need. Not every organization is a business. The profit motive is what usually separates it from a charity or a government body. And businesses that last tend to be the ones willing to completely reinvent the transformation part the way Netflix did. Not just once, but repeatedly. Next time, we're going to ask a different question. Not what a business is, but why it exists in the first place. And I promise you, the answer isn't just to make money. There's a company that once ran an ad telling people not to buy its own product, and it's still one of the most successful brands in its category. We'll get into why that actually makes sense. But before I sign off, I want you to think about a business that you may have heard existed but no longer does. And can you give me the reason as to why it does not exist anymore? See you next time. Bye. Thanks for listening. And do share this podcast with your friends and family who would like to know more about business concepts. Thank you.